calling all millionaires and future millionaires. Welcome to Go to Millions. I'm Ari Murray. Nice to meet you. This is go-to-market strategy for the big dogs. Woof, woof. Sit back, relax, or go get your steps, or add stuff to your cart. That's 100% what I recommend you do. Whatever you do, please pay close attention to these million-dollar ideas from the biggest and baddest operators and founders in the entire world. Off we go. Hi millionaires, how are you? I'm really happy that you are here listening to this right now today. On this episode, please meet my friend Chandler. We virtually recorded this just last week, and she is in charge of all things digital at my favorite client, Love Wellness, which is Lo Bosworth women's personal health care brand. And you will love her, you will learn from her, and you will want to buy all of the products. Off we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You want your customers to keep coming back, right? Well, create for them the kind of mobile experience that they deserve. Tapcart will get your Shopify store's mobile app up and running in a couple of weeks. Find out more at tapcart.com/millions. Hello, thank you so much for being here. I'm Ari, and I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday. I'm really happy that my friend Chandler Gregor is here to join us. She is in charge of all things digital website at Love Wellness, my favorite brand, and it's also Lo Bosworth's brand, which is very cool. Chandler, if you want to come on out, we can do all the things. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, I've missed you.
So much.
We'll just get right to it. So, first question is, how did you get into e-com, and was this all part of your plan, or did you fall into it?
I guess it's a little bit of both. So I really started my career off on the buying side of things at Saks Off 5th, and I was on the path to become a buyer. I was like, this fashion industry is for me. This is what I want to do. And just with the growth of the e-com business, I was so intrigued always about the e-com business overall, but I wouldn't really get to touch it that much. Obviously, I would buy for the website, but I wanted to learn more about the back end of the website. So once I was an assistant buyer, I was in that role for about a year, and I was like, I'm really intrigued. I think I'm going to go over to the e-com team. So I applied to a job on the e-com team there, and I made that lateral movement. So I was there for about a few months, and then I ended up leaving and going to a startup, and that's kind of when my whole e-com job life started. And I really have never looked back and have been in it ever since.
When you switched from big company to startup, was it a similar tech stack, or were they in Shopify before? Because I feel like you know everything about Shopify.
Oh my God, no, I'm Shopify self-taught. So
it's amazing.
When I was at Saks Off 5th, we were on Salesforce Commerce Cloud, but we had a dev team that did basically everything in the back end. We just focused on things in the front end. Then going over to the other company I was at, I had no idea what Shopify really was. I never used it. So I was like, wait, how did I even get this job? Because it's Shopify based. And then from there, I kind of just self-taught myself everything. I also have self-taught myself HTML. So it was all just watching YouTube videos nonstop, and obviously talking to my coworkers, asking them to show me how to do things. But yeah, it was very different.
I feel like the biggest change ever is when the website exists and you get a direct dev team, but you never actually touch it and make the changes. And then when you're actually oh, I'll go in and fix it, that's when you're like, wow, Mom, I made it. It's just a beautiful moment. Well,
it's humbling.
Well. It's humbling, but then at some point you look back and you're like, wow, look at me. And so tell us all about Love Wellness, the work you do there, and just what the brand is all about.
Yes. So I am the digital site experience manager at Love Wellness. I'm actually hitting a year next month, which is crazy because I feel like I've been here forever. But Love Wellness is a brand that creates natural solutions for natural problems. So most of our products are geared towards women, and our main category really being vaginal health for women. Of course, we have other products that both women and men can use, but that is our key area. Everything is safe, organic, natural. We have doctors and naturopaths that help back us up with the products and the product creation. So here I do anything and everything with the website, whether it's on the front end, the back end. I'm your go-to girl. So I definitely wear a lot of hats here. And I think just the biggest thing that we're really focusing on is creating an overall best in class user experience. I know just the whole health and wellness market is super saturated right now. So it's our big thing is how can we stand out and basically be at the top of mainly like the vaginal health category.
It's crazy because before we worked with Love Wellness, I thought I knew what Love Wellness was, but I only knew like your really hero SKUs that everyone uses and everyone loves. And just to understand the connection between all the products and how it's all built to work together, I personally feel way better. So it's definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. The cleanser is my favorite product and I like hoard it. I have a cabinet that's just like my Love Wellness little
it's the
backup safe place. And then Love Wellness obviously is a big brand online, and that's a big bread and butter for the brand. But we also have Ulta and Target. So for your role as like e-com, do you help to coordinate those initiatives, or how does that come into play for you just to make sure everything's in sync on the website if anything new is happening in store?
We really try to coordinate everything also, especially on Amazon. So I know if like Ulta or Target's having an event, sometimes we can't have an event, and just focusing on the overall marketing calendar in general. So we actually just brought in a new SVP of marketing, Laura, who we love and we're thrilled to have here. We're really streamlining the process across all of the channels to make sure that everything is just a super cohesive experience for the customer, whether they're on Amazon, they're in Ulta, they're in the stores in Target, or they're on our website. So it's definitely been a change from when I started to now, but everything is now way more cohesive, which is great.
It's like more beautiful and more aligned every single day.
Yeah.
So question, what makes for a great website to you?
I think in general, right now, focusing on mobile first. Most of our traffic comes through mobile, and we're on a new theme right now that we worked with the Sharma brands to create. And our theme prior to this was not optimized at all for mobile. And we saw a lot of drop off there. And if most of our traffic is coming in through mobile, we need to make sure we're optimized there. Also, I think a big thing is storytelling. Obviously, our products are ingestibles. So with that, we need to have very strong storytelling. There are some like rules and regulations on what we can say or cannot say on the packaging or even on the website. So I think just in terms of storytelling, getting the customer to the website saying, is this your concern? Do you have a yeast infection? This is the product for you. So those are really the big things. And I also just think going back to just user experience overall, whether it's the customer journey, the flow, do they have to go to the cart page before the checkout, adding in a flyout cart? I think those are like my top things on what creates a great website. And site speed, actually.
Yes, that's a good one. But
that one drives me crazy.
That one is, there's never a number that is enough. There's always more.
Nope.
If you could recommend one piece of media, it could be a podcast, someone you follow, a brand for our millionaires to consume or to look up, what would you choose as your inspo?
I love the Skinny Confidential podcast. I feel like it's not like super businessy, but it's also like you get a lot of information from it. But it's not like you're reading a textbook. It's more of like trendy. You're learning about things that are like hot topics right now in the market. So yeah, it's definitely a good read. Good listen.
I love the him and her episodes when it's just the two of them. And I always try to get my husband, I'm like, this could be a podcast. He's like, no, it can't. I'm like, let's do it.
Yes, it can.
Well, thanks. But, one day at a time, but one day. But no, I think that also just what she's done on e-com with her brand. So it's like blog to podcast to now this like e-com conglomerate. It's very inspirational.
When I was in college, like I knew about her and she was just like revolutionizing the entire like e-com blogger influencer world. And to see like what she's really created, I think is like amazing. Like kudos to her.
I think the one like prominent thing in my mind is it's like an attention to detail that is so specific the way she uses like only certain emojis and all letters are capitalized, and she writes the word you like you, and it's just the letter, and it's just it's very her signature. Yeah, and like the subject, like every part of the website is in her copywriting voice, and that's what we'd want for any brand and for Love Wellness, for all the brands we touch. Yeah.
And I think that's what sets aside the brands from just like your regular basic brands. It's like, wait, you actually feel like you know her and you're like a part of her life as well.
100%. Where do you find marketing inspiration?
I think scrolling through TikTok for hours at like midnight until like 3 a.m. I know that's like such a basic answer, but I do think just TikTok and Instagram, like things are changing so rapidly that these are the places that people are really pivoting quickly on. And I think whether it's influencers talking about things, brands talking about things, or just like regular people that like make a video that goes viral and you're like, wait, this is sick. Like, why can't we should do this for our brand? I think those are the big areas I really look towards.
One topic I get asked about a lot is retention. And when it comes to turning customers into brand devotees, you must have a mobile-first strategy. Tapcart is the tool I'd recommend for creating a seamless mobile experience. In 2 weeks, they'll help you create a beautiful mobile app for your Shopify store. And you'll have your unique marketing and sales channel that you own. Need to know more? Go to tapcart.com/millions today. I actually just deleted TikTok just for like a week, but I was on vacation and I was watching this woman's like morning routine, and it was like 3 hours, and she just had and I was crying. I was like, I need more. I was like, this is not healthy. So we're just taking a little break, but
I can literally sit on TikTok. It'll be midnight and I look at the time and it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, what am I doing right now? I need to go to sleep.
That was me too, and that was fine. It's more the crying part I had to work on, but I slowly, I'm going to get it back. Just give me until March 1st, as I promised myself. And then as digital marketers, we're only as good as our tech stacks. How do you think about evaluating new tech for Love Wellness?
I love that question because we just did our entire tech stack over. Obviously, with startups, you constantly have different people coming and going, suggesting different tech stacks. They've used this tech stack, they've used that tech stack. So when I came here, the tech stack was kind of a hot mess. I think there was just like some apps that we had that we paid for every month, but we really weren't like utilizing, optimizing, or capitalizing on them. And of course, like when you go into the Shopify app store, there's a zillion apps. Like you don't know which app you should actually use or if it's good. I think the best thing for us has been word of mouth, obviously with the Sharma team suggesting certain tech stack apps and even Shopify. Like I know Shopify has some big partners that they work with, but I think that has been the most successful thing for us because right now, for an example, we were using a cross-sell and upsell, really outdated app. And when we started working with the Sharma team, they were like, oh my God, like how have you guys been using Rebuy? And now we're using Rebuy, and it is literally my favorite app ever. I'm obsessed with the Rebuy team. I'm obsessed with just all of the functionalities there. But I think evaluating it, word of mouth is the go-to, I think. Like, because you can read all of these reviews, but like, you're like, are they real? Is the app maybe like paying them to write these reviews? So I think like the biggest thing is word of mouth and really seeing if people have heard of this specific app. Have they used it? Do they have any suggestions and things like that?
My favorite thing is when I open Slack and you just text me like, oh, we've had Rebuy for 11 days and look at the incremental rev. I'm like, go Chandler, go girl.
Literally for the first 2 months, I was sending screenshots to everybody being like, oh my God, we have so much incremental revenue. Like, why didn't we do this like years ago?
Yeah.
Honestly, still to this day, I go on the Rebuy dashboard and I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it just helps you feel something.
I know. I'm like, oh my God. Amazing.
It's the best. So we're only also as good as how happy we keep our customers. How do you think about retaining your customers for the long term, especially because Love Wellness is specialized in subscription?
We have great retention with our customers because, of course, subscriptions, it's like an adjustable. You need to wait at least like 30 to 90 days to even see any sort of a difference. Of course, besides like Buy Bloat and Sparkle Fiber. But I think just overall for retention, you need to have a really good CX team. Like we have a CX team of 6 people and they are amazing. I cannot talk more highly of them. I think just basically creating a good experience for the customer helps with retention, whether it's on the website, it's checking out, they have an issue with their order, the order got lost. Just having everything perfect in that realm will help with retention. One thing that Love Wellness does is that we all go through CX training. So I think we did it for 2 months or so. And everybody is literally answering tickets in our inbox. So I was literally talking to customers being like, hey, this is Chandler from Love Wellness. Like, let me track your order, or your order has actually gotten lost. Like, let me replace it. And I am like a shopping addict. So I've definitely dealt with really awful customer service. And when you deal with awful customer service, I like never want to go back to the brand, whether it's like the coolest brand or the lamest brand. I'm like, your customer service was awful. You guys were so rude. Like, I don't want to deal with this. And our CX team just crushes it. And customers like write back all the time and is like, oh my God, like Lainey or Drew on the CX team is so amazing. Like they literally like saved my life. Like I was out of my good girl probiotic and I needed it and they shipped it to me right away. It's like the little things that help get the customers to stay with us and then become like a lifetime customer.
My first job in ecom was as a CX agent. So I think that the fact you guys make the entire team, where you have the entire team like put themselves in the battleground of customers, it also helps you like when you think about who you're going to market to or how you're going to go about something, because sometimes they will give you the copy or they will have a problem. You're like, wow, we weren't clear here, or oh, this is a problem, or they'll just tell you something incredible about the brand that you've never said in that way. That's
exactly. And like we had a customer the other day like reach out about like there was no log out button on mobile, and we were like, oh my God, what? And if the customer didn't see that, we would have had no idea. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And even sometimes they're like not super clear about what the product actually does. And they just want to be like, is this okay? Like, for example, we get a lot of times like, oh, can I insert the killer or floor power if I have an IUD? So then with also those questions, then we update our FAQs on the website, and we also update any like how-tos or any descriptions of the product, and kind of really rely on information that the customers actually want.
Okay, this is a fun question. So at Go to Millions, we're big shoppers. What's on your wish list, or what have you recently bought that other people need to buy?
I mean, I am like a sneaker junkie. So every time there's like a new drop of sneakers, I need to get them. But I try to like be good and not get every single pair of sneakers I like, because I'm just like, I don't have enough room in New York City in my closet, and be like, I need to start like learning how to save my money. So that's one thing.
What type of sneaker? I didn't know this.
Nike Dunks. I feel that, well, I guess we don't see each other in person. We're always on Zoom.
I know, but I have seen you wear Dunks. I just didn't know it was like
yeah, that. And then one thing, obviously speaking about the headphones, like we were speaking about before, I'm really thinking about buying the AirPod Maxes, but I went to the Apple store this weekend to get a new phone, and the guy kind of turned me off on them. So I'm still really up in the air, but I really want them at the same time.
Can I be honest with you? I have the green ones, and I convinced no less than 3 people to also get the green ones. And then I don't use them anymore because when I'm on calls, people can't hear me, even though I think that they can. So now I only use them like when I'm like on a plane, because I can't use them at all for work. And I think that I might have broken them, so take it with the salt. But everyone around me is wearing them, and there's function. And every time I want to call my team's like, oh, we can't hear you. So
like, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to push you towards that. Maybe more sneakers.
Yeah.
But and when you think about how you got your start, so at Saks, is there one person you want to thank?
Yes. My first boss right out of college, Deanna, I literally to this day, I still say she was like my favorite, best boss I've ever had, because she actually like cared about what I wanted to learn about. Like when you're a merchandise assistant at Saks, like you don't really go to market. You just do all of like the data entry type things. But she always wanted me to explore everything. So I was always invited to the long markets that we went to. We would have, since I was on private label when I was on that team, we would have like meetings about just like color stories, and she would invite me to that. She also just like pushed me constantly. She would make me do a bunch of different projects and present them, even though nobody else was doing it at the time. I was like, why am I presenting in front of the DMM right now when nobody else has to? Like, this is so nerve-wracking, whatever. But she would constantly like help me learn and like force me to learn. So then it got me to see what I really liked doing and what I really didn't like doing. And I think it ultimately like really paved my whole career. And now I am like better at public speaking because of her. I think that was also the one big takeaway. She would make me present things all the time.
Yeah.
And merchandising assistants like didn't. So that helped me there. But she also just like sat down if I was confused about something, even her busy schedule, she would go through everything like one by one and explain why we did things this way. And yeah, I just like loved working with her.
I love that. And I think you own every meeting you're in, so it's working. That's
Sometimes I talk too much though, so.
Not to me. I could listen. And then this is my last question for you. Where can the millionaires find you? You have to plug yourself. They can follow you, be your friend.
I'm private on Instagram, but go ahead and follow me. I'll accept it. Just keep your eye out on Love Wellness. We have a lot of fun things coming down the pipeline. Our whole new website should be up soon. We have a bunch of new product launches this year and new fun campaigns. I feel like that's the best route. LinkedIn, I'm here.
It. And the Love Wellness website is so insane, and the homepage is perfect. So everyone, lovewellness.com. That's it. You did it, Chandler. You're amazing. The millionaires love you already. And thank you everyone for being here. It means a lot to me, and we will see you very soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. It was a pleasure talking with you. Keep up to date with Go to Millions by subscribing wherever you get your podcasts. And if you learned something with us here today, tell a friend for me, will ya? Thank you again, and let's chat soon. Bye!